Remember, you are a thought machine.
Hey everybody, Kerry Vishwanathan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about brainstorming. If you're a writer or if you're new to writing, I'm sure you know that brainstorming can be a really exciting part of the writing process. You sit down, you start writing, the ideas are flowing, the creative juices are just really jazzing you up, and you're thinking to yourself, this is going to be awesome when this turns into a movie. And then you have those days where you don't want to write. You might have writer's block, you might be procrastinating. We've all heard those excuses before. I don't want to do this. This writing sucks. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not inspired. Yak, 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 yak. Believe me, I'm totally guilty of this as well. I keep thinking back to this quote that was said by Steve Martin from his masterclass. Really good class, by the way.
Remember, you are a thought machine. You have 1,000, 1,000,000 thoughts a day. Everything you see, hear, experience is usable. You have to think, what's it good for? What circumstance is it good for? Is it good for stand-up, or is it good for saying at a party or at a dinner table? And it also works backwards. If you say something funny at a dinner table, as a working comedian, you have to go, usable?
I love this quote so much because I think it can apply to any type of writing. I think it's important not to undermine the fact that your brain works like a computer. Even though we're not fully aware of it, our brain is constantly working, taking in information, analyzing, problem solving, even while we're on a break or even when we're asleep. Ideas can hit us anytime, even when we're not writing. It can happen while we're on a hike, or while we're driving, or in the shower, or at work. There's definitely an art to brainstorming, and I have a few tips I'd like to share with you on how to catch that creative lightning in a bottle. Tip number 1, voice record your ideas. You could be relaxing one day, not even thinking about work or writing, and then sometimes an idea can just hit you out of nowhere, and you're just like, come on, brain! Where were you? Where were you when I needed you? I need a pen, I need a paper, where can I find these things? Or, I'll remember it, it's fine, and then you forget, and it's just floating in your brain, and you're just working a lot harder to try to remember it. Anyway, my point is, since your phone is always with you, just go to audio record mode and record your idea, and you have it. And it could be anything, really. It can be a funny quote, it can be an idea for a character, it could be a scene, it could be a circumstance. Sometimes when I'm recording ideas, I don't even think, I just blurt stuff out. Even as you're talking, you might come across a great idea and you might think, oh, I can use that. Sometimes a good idea comes to you in a dream, so right after I wake up, I actually record the dream on my phone, so that way I'll be able to remember it, because I know after a few minutes I'll forget what dream I had. And also, very important, please remember to back up your files. Don't just leave them on your phone. Don't do it. Don't. Because something bad could happen to your phone at any time. Anytime. And you don't want that to happen. Save it on Dropbox, email it to yourself, save it on Google Drive, make it into a zip file and put it on your external hard drive. Do whatever you need to do to back up the file and make multiple copies of it. Back up your files. Tip number 2, the Pomodoro Technique. This is a really cool tip that I've used many times and it's been extremely helpful. It's a time management method used to break down work into smaller intervals. So in layman's terms, let's say you want to get some writing done. Then what you do is you grab a stopwatch, you set it to a certain amount of time, let's say 25 minutes. You start the clock, and then you start writing down and just keep writing and just kind of keep your energy focused on that time interval. And then at the end of those 25 minutes, you have some pages written. And it's a great feeling. Take a small 5-minute break, and if you want to, try it again. You can do it as many times as you want. What makes this such a great technique is that your brain is in a state of focus and you're able to zone out any sort of interruptions or distractions that could occur. It's like giving yourself a mission to accomplish in a very short amount of time. I've actually surprised myself in doing this exercise. Sometimes I'll go into this not wanting to write at all. And then after I do the activity, I come out with really great ideas or even just pages that you can expand on later. There might be days when you write and you don't come up with anything new or anything interesting, but that's all part of the process. Again, you have to trust that your brain will be able to problem solve out of any sort of problem that you might feel trapped in. Tip number 3, carry a pen and paper wherever you go and jot stuff down when ideas come to you. Same principle as the first tip. I'm usually at my computer editing, sending email, sometimes procrastinating on YouTube, and there's times when ideas will just come to me out of nowhere, and normally I have some paper and a pen on me. You can use any type of paper. You can have a notepad, you can use post-it notes, you can use index cards. I actually like to write on printer paper. I like to use scrap paper myself. Sometimes I'll just rip apart old screenplay drafts or old drafts of tutorials and use it as paper, so I can recycle and I feel good about the environment. I like to write longhand. I'm not really one who likes to write on a computer. The bright screen is something a little overwhelming to my eyes, so I find that writing on paper is actually more relaxing and it actually makes me think clearer. I don't normally use a computer until I have something written and finalized. I don't even like using lined paper. Maybe it's from all that PTSD in school of writing essays and analytical stuff, and I'm just like, oh no, take it away. Ah! Going off track, Harry. It might sound like a weird tip, but honestly, if you find a pen that just feels comfortable writing with, it actually makes a huge difference. This is the pen I use. It's a Uniball Signo Impact 207. They do come in different sizes, different bold points, and they take different ink cartridges, so make sure they fit into the pens you buy. They have a nice comfortable grip, and honestly, when you're writing, it feels like there's this electrical current going from your brain straight to your pen, and you're just oozing creativity as you're writing it out. It just feels great, it's relaxing, it's comfortable, you just get a lot done with these little things. So anyway, these are my tips. I hope they've been extremely helpful for you. Get those thought machines going and create some cool art, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody. Boom!